From Kentucky's haunted sanatorium where ghosts still wander the halls to Alabama's white thang stalking locals in the woods, these are the most disturbing mysteries from every U.S. state. It was 2011 when a guy visited the Ghosts of Waverly Hills Sanatorium, thinking it would be a fun night to spend at one of the most haunted places in all of Kentucky along with his friends. And as usual, he was taking pictures around when he noticed that the images had something else too, something that wasn't there when he pressed the shutter. It was the women's restroom on the 5th floor, and the picture he had taken had a figure floating right inside it, according to the guy himself. When I saw the first image, I thought I captured a nurse hanging from the rafter, but when I brightened the image, I saw that it was a fellow tour visitor's head, giving the illusion of legs hanging. The man posted the entire thing on Reddit, and as expected, the internet split in half. Some called it nothing more than a trick of light. Others weren't so sure. One user replied, "I've been there twice. I will say, it's weird. I felt something I've never felt before when I was in the tunnel. It felt similar to a cold chill, but without the physical shiver reaction. I don't know if ghosts are there, but I know it certainly got a different vibe than your average building." And that reminded people of another photograph taken years earlier, back in 2006, at the same place. Tom Halstead, a paranormal photographer, had gone to investigate the sanatorium. He set up his cameras to go off automatically whenever the motion detectors tripped, and when he finally went through the photos, one shot stopped him cold. It showed a ghostly figure of a woman slowly emerging from one of the rooms, pale, blurred, almost translucent. And Tom later found an original portrait of Mary Lee on the 3rd floor between two walls. Mary appears to be about 15 or 16 years old in the photo, which Tom estimates to have been taken in the late 1940s. That's when people started connecting the dots. See, the Waverly Hills Sanatorium isn't just any abandoned building, it's a place soaked in tragedy. Located in southwestern Louisville, Kentucky, it opened in 1910 to treat tuberculosis patients, only meant to house about 50 people at first. But the disease spread faster than anyone could handle, and within years, the hospital overflowed with the sick and the dying. Between the 1910s and 1960s, it's estimated that over 60,000 people died here. Every corridor, every hallway, every room marked by the pain and isolation of those who never made it out. And when you have that much death under one roof, something tends to linger. Over the decades, stories began to swirl about a little girl seen running through the 3rd floor solarium, a boy named Timmy who plays with a leather ball, and a woman with bleeding wrists screaming for help. Some visitors reported hearing footsteps in empty hallways, doors slamming on their own, and lights flickering in rooms where there's no power. Others even spoke of a man in a white coat wandering toward the old kitchen, followed by the faint smell of cooked food. But the most chilling stories come from the 5th floor, especially room 502. In 1928, a head nurse was found hanging there from a pipe or light fixture. She was just 29, unmarried and pregnant, completely alone in a place surrounded by death. 4 years later, another nurse in the same room jumped from the window. People say the air in room 502 still feels heavy, like someone's still there watching. And that ties right back to the photograph from 2011, the one in the women's restroom, just a few steps away from 502. What the man first thought was a hanging nurse could have been more than a trick of light, maybe an echo of one of the tragedies that happened right there, nearly a century ago. Then you remember Tom's picture, the one with Mary Lee's ghostly figure on the 3rd or 5th floor, and suddenly, it's not so easy to dismiss. Both images, taken years apart, both showing female apparitions in the same upper levels where two nurses died. Coincidence? Maybe, but then again, Waverly Hills isn't exactly known for coincidences. And as if the building hasn't seen enough, there are now plans to turn it into a 4-star hotel. Imagine checking in for the weekend, unpacking your bags, and realizing your room used to be where the head nurse once hanged herself. The walls of Waverly Hills have seen it all, suffering, despair, and death, but they've also held on to something else. Memories that refuse to fade, spirits that never really left. So maybe those two photos, the one from 2006 and the one from 2011, are more than just mistaken reflections. Maybe they're glimpses of what remains in the hallways of Kentucky's most haunted building, echoes of the people who lived, died, and never left Waverly Hills. It was July 7th, 2010 when a video was uploaded on YouTube. Nothing out of the ordinary, just a few photographs taken outside an old house in Savannah. At first glance, it looked like regular pictures showing the windows of a quiet home. But once people started zooming in, they realized something was off. Because in every single window there was a figure, each one looking like someone was standing there, staring out. Now, many tried dismissing it, calling it reflections, tricks of light, maybe just shadows, but locals and longtime visitors of Savannah knew better. They knew it wasn't something to be taken so lightly, because in this part of town, things like this happen a lot more than you'd think. One person said, "I visited Savannah this past summer and I went on the Sorrel Reed House tour and caught a few good pictures of something unexplainable. And the creepiest part, that same old house from the 2010 photos sits just a short walk from one of Savannah's oldest landmarks, the Savannah Theater, where, in December 2023, another strange clip surfaced. During a simple history tour, one of the visitors opened the Ghost Tube app just for fun. At first, nothing, but then figures started flashing on the screen, faint outlines appearing and disappearing within seconds. The group laughed it off, but again, locals didn't, because Savannah isn't new to hauntings, and the name that always comes up in conversations like these is the Savannah Theater. Built in 1818, sitting right at 222 Bull Street on Chippewa Square, the Savannah Theater isn't just old, it's ancient by American standards. 2 centuries of performances, disasters, and death. Designed by British architect William J., the theater was once a masterpiece of its time, complete with grand ironwork and vibrant murals. But with that much history comes tragedy. Over the years, the theater's seen everything. Hurricanes that ripped off its roof, fires that nearly reduced it to ashes, and countless lives that ended within its walls. One of the worst incidents hit in 1948 when the building caught fire yet again, and that's when people say something changed inside those walls. The haunting started with whispers backstage, faint applause echoing through empty halls. Police officers back in the 1890s even wrote in their patrol logs that they'd often hear laughter and clapping coming from inside late at night, only to find the building completely empty. And over the years, 3 spirits became known by name. First, Betty, an actress who loved the stage so much she never left it. Staff still claim they see her behind the curtains, fully dressed, waiting for her cue, as if the show never ended. Then there's Ben, the mischievous little boy who likes to hang out by the spotlight booth. He's been known to tug at people's shirts, especially during performances. And finally, there's the director, the most infamous spirit in the building. He's said to be a former stage director who refuses to let go of his control, still yelling out cues and criticizing actors long after death. Staff have reported hearing a deep voice shouting directions from the darkness, even when the stage is empty. The stories kept piling up. In 2007, a woman on a ghost tour said she felt someone breathing behind her in the theater. The seats were empty, except for a dark figure the tour guide also claimed to see near her row. And that's when people began to notice something strange. Most of these ghost sightings, from the 2010 window photos to the 2023 ghost tube clip, all happened within the same few blocks of Chippewa Square. Almost like the same presence was moving through the city, from the quiet house where it was first seen to the theater where it seems to have found a permanent stage. Lake Worth Lagoon near West Palm Beach got famous in 2009, not because of its fish or its beaches, but because of a video featured on an episode of Monster Quest. This is what the video showed. a massive creature floating beneath the surface. The water rippled around it, but for minutes, it never showed its face, only its body shifting slowly through the lagoon. It was vague, distant, but it was enough. People were quick to claim it was the trident tail monster, a cryptid that locals had whispered about for years. The very same one is said to have surfaced many times before 2009. And this time it wasn't just the body. The camera actually caught a glimpse of its tail, a strange three-pronged shape that matched the legend perfectly. While Florida's reputation usually comes from wild headlines and bizarre news stories, the state has also built quite the record for supernatural ones. And in the Orange State, few legends are as persistent as the trident tail monster. The creature is said to live around Lake Worth Lagoon just off the coast of West Palm Beach. Some describe it as serpentine, almost smooth-skinned, with a body thicker than a telephone pole, stretching up to 50 feet in length. Old Florida locals say the sightings go way back even to the 1800s, long before cameras could prove anything. Some claim to have seen a massive creature with clawed fins, a mammalian head, and a tail split into 3 points, like a trident. A few even suggested there was more than one, swimming deep within the coastal lakes. When Monster Quest investigated in 2009, they set up sonar and diving equipment around the lagoon. The divers could barely see anything through the murky water, but sonar did pick up something, about 14 feet long, moving fast through the sediment. Still, the footage was too unclear to draw conclusions. Some experts said it might have been a seal following the Gulf Stream, possibly a hooded seal or even a Caribbean monk seal, which was believed to be extinct. Others thought it was just a manatee, Florida's gentle sea cow. But here's where it gets weird. A few years later, the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission actually spotted a manatee with an injured tail, one that had healed in a way that split into 3 distinct prongs. They believed that injury caused the animal to leave 3 separate wakes on the surface while swimming, exactly like what the Monster Quest cameras caught. And that's when they made an announcement. The mysterious sea monster may have been a manatee that suffered a propeller injury. Its tail grew back into 3 separate prongs, causing the unusual trident pattern seen on the surface. So, was the trident tail monster just a wounded manatee? Maybe, but if you watch the footage closely, the creature's head doesn't look quite right. It's slimmer. The snout, the eye placement, they don't match up perfectly with any manatee on record. And if it really was just one animal, then how do you explain the sightings from long before boats or propellers ever existed? That's what keeps the mystery alive. Because whether it's a prehistoric survivor, a lost species, or just another one of Florida's strange legends, nobody's ever been able to prove what it really was. So, what do you think? High up in the cliffs of the American Southwest, surrounded by silence and stone, lie the ancient ruins of a civilization that just disappeared. The ancestral Puebloans, also known as the Anasazi, once built sprawling cities carved straight into the canyon walls of Colorado, New Mexico, Utah, and Arizona. And then one day they were gone. But what happened to them? That's the question that's haunted Colorado for centuries. At Mesa Verde, ancient dwellings still stand, perfectly aligned with the stars. Some rooms designed to catch sunlight only on the solstice. It's like their cities were built with cosmic blueprints. The people who lived here farmed, carved, painted, and watched the heavens. They were astronomers, architects, and artists all at once. And then, one day, they were gone. Some say drought drove them away. Others believe war or famine ended their reign. But there are darker theories, whispers of ritual fires, abandoned temples, and the eerie possibility that they chose to disappear. Archaeologists have uncovered burned ceremonial chambers and sealed doorways, like someone was trying to lock something in or keep something out. Many locals say the spirits of the ancestral Puebloans never left. Hikers claim to hear voices echoing through the canyons, drums in the distance when no one's around. Some even talk about strange lights flickering inside the ruins at night, as if the kivas, once used for sacred ceremonies, are still alive with energy. Then there's the question of their knowledge. How did they build massive stone cities hundreds of feet high without modern tools? How did they track solar and lunar cycles so precisely? Some researchers believe they had contact with other civilizations. Others think their wisdom came from something else entirely, something beyond this world. What we know is this: Colorado holds one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in North America. The ancestral Puebloans didn't just vanish, they left behind a code written in stone, an ancient story still waiting to be read. And maybe, just maybe, Colorado's cliffs are still keeping their secret. On April 16th, 2025, a TikTok video went viral, uploaded by a user named Tom's Foolery. Tom had been hiking through the woods of Alabama when he noticed something strange. He pulled out his phone and started recording.
I see, he's right there.
Right in front of him was a creature covered head to toe in white hair. It wasn't standing, it looked like it was sitting or crouching, as if watching something. You can hear the panic in Tom's breathing, the shock in his voice, before he turned and ran. The video ended there. Tom never posted an update, but that wasn't the first time something like this was caught on camera in Alabama. A similar figure, massive and covered in fur, was seen moving through the trees. The comments were filled with one word: Bigfoot. But locals were quick to correct it. Alabama has its own version of Bigfoot. They call it the White Thing. Sightings of the White Thing go back over 100 years. Stories describe a towering creature, nearly 8 feet tall, with glowing red eyes and a scream that sounds like a woman crying out in pain. It's been seen across northern Alabama, mostly between Morgan, Etowah, and Jefferson counties, places like Walnut Grove, Moody's Chapel, and Wheeler Wildlife Refuge. Some say it walks on 2 legs, others swear it runs on all 4s. It can climb trees, leap fences, and vanish into the woods as fast as it appears. A Reddit user once described seeing what looked like a white tiger eating a deer in Guntersville State Park. But what if that wasn't a tiger at all? Descriptions vary wildly. A white bear, a giant cat, even a creature that can shape-shift between forms. Some believe it's a mutant animal or an escaped exotic pet. Others think it's supernatural, a guardian spirit, or even an alien presence. Skeptics argue it's just an injured animal or an overactive imagination fueled by local legends. But there's one detail most witnesses agree on: the sound, that ear-piercing, human-like scream that echoes through the woods before the creature disappears. Maybe it's Alabama's Bigfoot, maybe it's something else entirely. What do you think? Is the White Thing just another backwoods myth, or is something still roaming deep in Alabama's forests today? From haunted asylums and eerie shadow figures to strange, unexplained phenomena in abandoned places, these clips will make you question what's really lurking in the shadows. Before we begin, a warning: the last story is truly shocking. This 2020 doorbell camera caught something so chilling, it left many homeowners too terrified to step outside after dark. The footage begins with a masked figure walking towards the door in the dead of night. His face is completely covered, and he appears to be holding something in his left hand. In the background, you can hear police sirens, suggesting he might be on the run. Hearing the sirens, the figure drops a suspicious packet and walks away, only to return moments later to ring the doorbell. The owner, hearing it, steps out and takes the packet inside. But here's the terrifying part. The figure comes back again. This time, He walks straight into the house, retrieves whatever was in the packet, and leaves without a word. I don't know what this man did to the owner to get that item back, and honestly, I don't want to know. But reading the video description, it turns out this was actually a short horror film by an artist. Creepy stuff, and they absolutely nailed it. While filming Myrtle Beach from her hotel, this woman captured something so terrifying it might just haunt her forever. The video starts innocently, showing a view of the beach and the patio door, until she pans the camera toward her glass window. Did you catch it? Let's slow the video down a bit. There, in the glass, is a strange girl pacing and peeking, staring directly at the camera. She has a manic, creepy grin that sends chills straight down your spine. Some might argue it's just her own reflection, but look closely. You can clearly see her reflection in the same window. So, who on earth was that? Honestly, the woman might want to call it a day and get back to her work life instead of dealing with this. Always lock your doors at night because some things out there are far worse than humans. This video, uploaded on TikTok, shows the inside of a house where a kid is watching TV. However, in the background, you can see the door handle turning as if someone's trying to open it. The homeowner also heard the doorbell ring, but the strange part is, when they checked the front door and the camera footage, they found nothing. There is no one outside, and the handle turned with such force that no logical explanation seems to fit. It's as if some invisible entity was trying to enter, but when the door stayed locked, it either left or maybe it's still waiting. Night is when we sleep, but for the unseen, it's their time to roam, and one of them might have been caught in this eerie video uploaded to YouTube. In the video, it's pitch dark, yet for only God knows why, the cameraman is out in the bushes trying to capture something. Suddenly, a terrifyingly skinny figure emerges from the bushes and just stares at them. That's all it took for the person to bolt, and the video ends. The figure looks strikingly similar to the infamous cryptid Rake, described as a pale, hairless creature that crawls and lurks in the night. It definitely resembles a rake, but the video seems a bit fake. The creature's texture doesn't quite match the rest of the footage, suggesting it might be CGI. But if it isn't fake, well, I don't even want to consider what else it could be. Ever wonder if Batman's infamous Arkham Asylum exists in real life? It does, and it's truly insane. This video, uploaded to YouTube in August 2013, showcases the eerie Danvers State Asylum, the real-life inspiration for Arkham Asylum. The entire facility radiates creepy vibes with its decayed walls and chillingly desolate mental wards that scream pure horror. But the most unsettling moment happens while the cameraman explores the basement. A shadowy figure can be seen moving through the doorway at the back of the room. Here's the strange part. It was just the two of them exploring. So, who or what was that shadow? Unaware of what they captured, the cameraman continues venturing into dark and creepy hallways before the video ends. Exploring a mental asylum that inspired a movie is terrifying enough, but capturing a shadowy figure in such a haunting location, that's a whole new level of nightmare fuel. This marathon runner's hike turned into a nightmare when he encountered a terrifying night marcher demon in the Huachuca Mountains. The video, which quickly went viral and was covered by numerous news outlets, shows the woman capturing something truly unsettling during her hike. You can clearly make out a humanoid figure, but its face is unnervingly cannibalistic and demon-like. It stares directly into the camera as it seems to materialize out of thin air from the bushes. According to the uploader, this happened during a lunar eclipse, and the mysterious entity was photographed by her friend, Cassie, who was pacing her during the hike. This is exactly why I avoid the woods, and I highly recommend everyone else does the same. If you think your house is haunted, wait until you see what Professor Cynical is facing. Even from the start, as he's explaining the video, strange activities are happening behind him.
But I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is, and I don't know really what else to do about it.
He shares a terrifying encounter with a series of creepy events in his home. First, the door handle moves, and when he opens it, no one's there. If that wasn't enough, as he sits there processing everything, a chair slides toward him on its own, followed by a door slowly closing.
Can you make anything move?
Air freshener going off automatically. 8 minutes. Bargain.
Sure, it could be a breeze causing the door to close, but he later shows that all the windows and doors were shut.
I mean, maybe, I don't know, maybe it's just like a breeze, wind, but I don't... Oh, bloody... Why are you treading on the floor? I mean, I don't know if it's any wind, because if it was wind, wouldn't this be moving? Which it's not.
It's pretty weird, and whatever entity is haunting him is definitely trying to make its presence known. I also recommend Professor Cynical not to interact with the unseen force. It could make things worse, and these encounters can escalate quickly. A homeowner was left horrified when his ring cam caught something sinister lurking in his backyard at 4 a.m. According to the uploader, at 4 a.m., his ring floodlight camera recorded a mysterious figure roaming his backyard. The owner says his other cameras recorded at the same time, but there was no sound. His IR camera did capture some orbs, but it could just be a passing car. Still, it was pretty strange, and the figure looks like a spirit, though I've never heard of a spirit making such a loud noise. What are your thoughts on this eerie capture? Office work can be tiring, but you're lucky if there's nothing terrifying lurking when you're gone. This video was uploaded online, capturing a strange ghostly figure climbing onto an office desk, then transforming into a smoky form and vanishing. The figure emerges from behind the desk in a humanoid shape with a visible head, but then it morphs into this bizarre smoky shape before dissipating. Some people are calling it a demon spirit, while others think it's just black smoke. I could buy into the spirit theory, but smoke in the shape of a human, right in the middle of an office, I just can't believe that. They say dogs can sense the unseen, and this video proves it in the most chilling way. This TikTok mom was at her daughter's house when she witnessed something strange on the back patio.
Look, you guys, it rocks, but then it stops on its own when I come outside. Let's see if I could get it on camera. There's like no wind. That's I know, Blue, someone's there, huh? I know. I don't know why it does that. It does it every time, you guys. This is the third time. I can't believe I caught it on camera. Sick on Blue. Creepy, right? Katie, I guess I do have a ghost, bitch. Get him, Blue. I'm shutting the door.
The chair is rocking on its own, and you can clearly see the dog becoming agitated, clearly distressed by something it senses. According to the mother, the chair always stopped when she came outside, but this time, she managed to capture it.
Get it on camera. There's like no wind. That's
Whoever, or whatever, was there also seemed to try to attack the dog, as we can see it being straddled by something unseen.
That's
It could be staged for views, or maybe the dog just moved the chair, but the way the dog was acting suggests something far more sinister was going on. In a video shared by a seashell collector during a routine beachcombing adventure, something rare and peculiar was discovered. The collector, equipped with gripping tools, spotted an unusual object protruding from the sandy surface. With careful effort, he extracted the mysterious find, revealing a strange alien-like creature. To the collector's surprise, this creature had an unsettling lower side and a circular mouth surrounded by tentacles. Some viewers suggested it might be a trilobite, an extinct species of marine arthropods. However, trilobites are believed to have disappeared around 250 million years ago, making it highly improbable for the creature to be one of them. It could be something resembling a trilobite, or perhaps a prop designed to mimic it. Regardless, the discovery is both fascinating and a bit disconcerting, considering these creatures may be living hidden on beaches in such a peculiar manner. On Facebook, a user shared a video claiming to capture an eerie encounter with a strange-looking man wandering the streets in the middle of the night. In the video, the uploader describes how the mysterious figure is just standing beneath a sign, doing nothing.
There was somebody walking in that distance. It looks really, really sketchy.
The man recording is in a car, and as he begins to drive, the strange man mysteriously disappears from the spot.
Where did they go? I don't know where they went.
Confused and now genuinely scared, the driver spots the strange man again. But this time, he is standing on the side of the road. Growing increasingly worried, the driver cautiously passes by the strange man, who maintains a fixed stare. Suddenly, the creepy man jumps onto the car, prompting the driver to speed away. Upon freezing the frame for a closer look, the video reveals the eerie features of the man. Wide eyebrows, large alien-like eyes, and an exceptionally broad nose. To me, it was a truly frightening encounter. And I think it was the driver's quick reaction that likely prevented a more unsettling situation.
Oh, what the f? Oh, what the f?
If you happen to own a Tesla, you're probably familiar with its self-driving mode, a nifty driving assistant that alerts you about approaching cars and pedestrians. But what if it started detecting spirits and ghosts? In this video, a Tesla owner shares a peculiar experience while driving at night. In the video, confusion sets in as the Tesla sensors indicate a person in front of the car. The driver, however, looks ahead and sees no one. Even after using the car's headlights to illuminate the surroundings, there's still no sign of anyone. The logical explanation here is that Tesla relies on a mix of sensors and cameras to identify objects in its path. In this case, it's possible that the camera is interpreting the grass in front as a person, creating a rather strange and ghostly illusion on the Tesla screen. But who knows, maybe there is some strange entity out there, and the car was able to pick its presence. When people mention adopting a pet, we usually think of cats or dogs. However, in Russia there's a unique third option, bears. In a video from Russia, a man is seen hanging out with his enormous pet bear. The bear is impressively large, and the man seems completely at ease sitting beside it. The bear appears to have a friendly relationship with the man, even playfully snatching his hat. The man engages in conversation with the bear as if they're good friends. I've also come across other videos featuring the same bear, including one where they play fetch together. While it's heartwarming to witness, I can't help but wonder about the potential risks if the bear were to become agitated or upset. The sheer size and strength of a bear could pose a serious threat to its owner. This video was shared by a homeowner who, after noticing things missing from his house, decided to install a nanny cam in the living room. The footage captured is both terrifying and unsettling. In the video, we see the living room and a humanoid figure passes by on the left side. Strangely, this figure looks like a family member, but the homeowner insists that no one else was in the living room at that time, only the dog whose ears are just visible on the couch. The dog even turns its head toward the ghostly figure. The mysterious figure is dressed all in white, giving off ghostly vibes. Now that the homeowner has identified the suspect, they are seeking advice on what to do next. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. Security cameras are designed to keep us safe, but occasionally, they capture things that make us feel uneasy. In this video, we get a view of a driveway and a street recorded by a home security camera at night. All seems quiet and normal until something peculiar begins to take shape across the road. A humanoid figure materializes and starts crossing the road. As it moves, the figure vanishes into thin air, just like it appeared. This mysterious entity appears transparent, resembling a ghost. However, some viewers have suggested that it might be a camera glitch caused by the glare of light on the camera. We're accustomed to seeing cats, dogs, and even deer roaming the streets. But how about a casual stroll by a giant anaconda? This video comes from the Philippines, capturing a scene where a massive anaconda leisurely crosses a road. The snake is impressively large, both in length and thickness, drawing a crowd of onlookers who record the serpent's journey. Numerous cars come to a halt, allowing the anaconda to pass without disturbance. As the anaconda approaches, it momentarily turns toward a car with onlookers, prompting them to cautiously back away. Eventually, the anaconda makes its way into the bushes, completing its road crossing adventure. While anacondas are not venomous, their strength is formidable, and if they manage to coil around you, it can be quite dangerous. The onlookers in this video were perhaps a bit too close for comfort, considering the potential risks posed by the massive snake. This video seems like it's straight out of a surreal and unsettling dream. It was shared on Reddit by an anonymous user without any accompanying description. The footage shows a room that appears to be a hospital room. In the distance, there's a hospital bed with a body bag on it, and there's a loud beeping sound in the background. Unexpectedly, the body bag on the bed starts moving, and it seems like the person inside is starting to sit up. The individual appears to be struggling and awakening from unconsciousness. The mystery surrounding this video raises questions about its authenticity and origin. We don't know if it's real or staged, and there's no information about who recorded it. But whatever this video is, it's surely unsettling. In 1994, Paul Freeman, a renowned English actor, while conducting research in the Blue Mountains of New Oregon, captured compelling video footage of a possible Sasquatch. In this recording, taken by the actor himself, the camera focuses on the distant woods. Suddenly, a tall, dark figure resembling Bigfoot emerges, casually strolling and crossing through the woods in front of the camera.
Oh, there he goes.
The creature appears remarkably tall with thick black fur, reminiscent of the one seen in a previous video. Mounted on a quad bike, Freeman had the means to swiftly retreat if the Bigfoot decided to pursue him. Prior to this video, Freeman had encountered the creature going up and down the trail, but this recording is the only instance where he successfully captures it on film. The footage is undeniably fascinating, and to me, it appears to be a genuine and captivating glimpse of a Bigfoot in its natural habitat. Living in the countryside, when strange noises echo through the darkness at night, you're faced with two choices: ignore them and stay indoors, or venture outside to investigate. In this video, the uploader, a woman, initially informs us that she's hearing eerie sounds outside her house. As she records to share the experience, a terrifying growl becomes audible. Undeterred, the woman decides to explore her backyard, scanning the surroundings with heavy breathing, but finding nothing amiss. However, when she directs her flashlight toward the storage room door, a devil-like hand is briefly visible on the door, swiftly retracting as the light falls upon it. The woman remains unaware of this at the time. Later, when her husband joins her in the search, they scour the area together and find nothing. The atmosphere is chilling and tense, compounded by the eerie sounds, but there's no visual confirmation of the creature. I can only hope that this family remains safe and never encounters whatever mysterious entity or creature this is. This video, said to be from Port Renfrew, British Columbia, shows a sighting of a creature that people are calling the mighty Bigfoot. The footage happens in a thick wooded area, and you can see a mysterious figure behind the trees. The creature looks huge, covered in thick black fur all over its body. At first, it might seem like a bear, but when you look at the size in the video, it's bigger than a typical bear. Also, if you take a closer look, especially when you slow down the video around the 1-minute mark, you can see a single eye, and interestingly, it looks a bit like a humanoid. These unique features match with the descriptions usually linked to Bigfoot sightings. As for how real the video is, it seems pretty genuine. The footage is clear, and there are no obvious signs of it being manipulated. What do you think about this interesting video? This video, which got a lot of attention in 2012, shows a hiker going on an adventure in a snowy forest. and catching a rare sight. As the video starts, you see a beautiful scene of a forest covered in snow. However, in the distance, there's a big figure walking around. The creature is hard to see at first, hidden by the thick trees, but towards the end of the video, it comes a bit closer, showing more human-like features. This tall creature, similar to the one mentioned before, is covered in thick black fur and stands in a really human-like way. But there's something annoying about this video that when the creature was almost visible up close, the video ends. However, to me it seems like the hiker might have been surprised by how close the creature was, so they quickly turned off the camera and left in a hurry, thinking their safety is way more important than the footage. Would you have done the same? There's a strange fascination that people have with exploring desolate places at night, and this video from India illustrates the consequences of such ventures. In it, a visibly frightened man finds himself in the midst of a forest, expressing a sense of cold and fear. As he records his surroundings, a bone-chilling snorting noise emanates from the darkness ahead, prompting the man to break into a run. Upon closer examination, slowing down the video reveals not just one, but two enigmatic figures pursuing him. These entities bear a resemblance to Slender Man, with a slightly diminished height but featuring the same faceless visage. The authenticity of this video seems plausible, adding to the eerie atmosphere. However, the lingering question remains: what compelled this individual to venture at such a late hour? The original source of this footage remains unknown, but it has garnered significant popularity within the Spanish-speaking community. In the video recorded by a hiker, a ghostly figure emerges in the heart of a forest, resembling a witch. As the hiker zooms in, the unsettling and devil-like facial features of this creature become more apparent. The entity exudes an aura of pure malevolence, adorned with long nails, and appears engaged in some mysterious activity with a cloth hanging on a rope. What heightens the unease for me is the witch's direct and piercing stare, seemingly delving into the viewer's soul. Adding to the eerie narrative, the hiker recounts being cautioned by locals about the haunting presence of a witch's spirit in the forest. Despite such warnings, the hiker initially dismissed them as mere rumors. Many of the reported Bigfoot sightings seem to be concentrated in Canadian forests, suggesting that Canada might be a hub for these legendary figures. This particular video originates from the Canadian national parks of Banff, Alberta. The footage unfolds in a snowy wooded area, with the person recording the video clearly uneasy by something unseen. The camera pans and zooms, attempting to identify the source of the unease. Suddenly, the cause of the disturbance becomes evident. A massive head can be seen peeking out from behind a tree, seemingly stalking the cameraman. The head is imposing, resembling that of a hefty gorilla or ape. The intriguing part is that Canada lacks a native gorilla or ape population, further deepening the mystery of this creature's identity. However, the cameraman, convinced that it was indeed a Bigfoot, claims to have encountered it earlier. The truly unsettling aspect of this video for me is the massive creature lurking and stalking from behind a tree. If I were in the cameraman's position, instead of recording, the instinct to run away without looking back would likely be my choice. Trail cameras offer a fascinating glimpse into scenes that might be unsafe or impractical to witness in person. In this particular trail camera footage, the focus is on a fence, and on the other side, a calm raccoon leisurely strolls about, engrossed in its activities. Meanwhile, in the backdrop of pitch-black darkness, a pair of glowing eyes emerges. These eyes exude an unsettling aura as they lock onto the camera, revealing the head of a creature that resembles a bear or a similar animal. Even if the creature is identified as a bear, the disconcerting aspect lies in the uncertainty of its gaze. I can't make out whether it's fixated on the raccoon or staring directly at us through the camera lens. The mysterious and eerie nature of the scene heightens the intrigue. What are your thoughts on this encounter captured by the trail camera? Embarking on forest trails can be a serene and calming experience, but when undertaken at night on an isolated path, it can unfold into an encounter like the one captured in this video from California. The footage features a hiker navigating a desolate trail in the darkness, relying on a flashlight to illuminate the path ahead. While walking, the hiker suddenly spots a large humanoid figure in the distance. This enigmatic creature, jet black and towering, crosses the trail seemingly oblivious to the hiker and the beam of the flashlight. The hiker, realizing the presence of this Bigfoot-like creature, promptly decides to run away. The encounter was very intense, and thank God that the hiker saw this creature from far away instead of going too near. The uncertainty of these encounters makes us wonder what these creatures can do if someone bothers them on the trail. When we think of clowns, we often associate them with humor and laughter. But for some, the concept evokes phobias, and this video vividly illustrates why. A photographer deployed his drone to capture scenic shots of a cornfield. As he raised the drone, he casually waved at it before directing it toward the cornfield, obtaining captivating cinematic shots. However, the footage took an eerie turn when he stumbled upon something unsettling. In one shot, the drone encountered a mysterious figure in an orange outfit with a clown mask, eerily staring back at the camera from within the cornfield. A momentary standoff between the drone and the clown ensued, after which the clown swiftly ran towards the woods, disappearing from view. This peculiar video raises numerous questions, such as the unsettling presence of the clown in the middle of the fields, and the reasons behind its intense gaze towards the drone. The mysteries surrounding this encounter leave us with a sense of curiosity, prompting speculation about the clown's motives and presence in such an unexpected location. Was it all a setup, or are there truly such disturbed people out there? When we were kids, we loved the idea of mermaids, but as we got older, we started thinking they were just made up. However, this video has made me rethink things. Filmed by a scientist, the video shows a beach scene with what seems like a human skeleton at first. But if you look closer, it's not a human skeleton. The creature's bones are strange, with long, sharp teeth and no human legs. Instead, it has a fish-like tail. The scientist carefully cleans the skeleton, revealing more weird things like thorns on its head that look like a crown. This mysterious creature is unlike anything we've seen in stories or real life. The mystery deepens as the scientist guesses that this creature might have come from the 95% of the ocean that we haven't explored yet. The idea that a creature like this could wash up on the beach makes me curious about what's in the unknown parts of our oceans. This video comes from an Indian village and shows a really intense lion attack. The security camera footage starts with a group of cows in a total panic, running around like crazy, and the guard dogs are running away too. In the middle of all the chaos, one brave dog stays put and faces the danger. The reason for all the panic becomes clear when a big lion shows up. The dog, which was brave before, quickly changes its mind and runs away to safety. Even though the lion is going after them at what seems like a slow pace, you can see how scared everyone is as the whole group of cows take off running for their lives. What's kind of disturbing about this video is how casually the lion is walking around the streets of India. It makes you think that maybe these kinds of encounters happen a lot for the local animals, where lions chase after herds as part of their daily search for food. The video shows how wild animals and people have to share the same spaces, and it's not easy for either side. Recorded and uploaded in 2013, this absolutely terrifying clip had everyone who watched this in shock. In the middle of the night, this CCTV camera mounted in front of a house recorded a ghost wandering around. The ghost, which looked like a man covered in a white sheet, almost like a smoke figure or something, appeared and walked towards the direction of the camera before disappearing into thin air. The video, when uploaded, received a ton of mixed comments from people. Some disregarded it completely by calling it fake, while others said it could be real. According to the guy who uploaded the clip, this was the most terrifying thing his camera had ever recorded, and the fact that a person in his family had died recently makes it a lot scarier. Was it the same person who had died? Or was the video really edited? I guess we might never know. This clip was recorded by a YouTuber who has his life devoted to just one thing: finding Bigfoot. For years, he has been trailing down the creature and has been able to find multiple video evidences that actually show everyone how they might really be true. Take this clip for instance. The guy was on one of his Sasquatch sprees when he saw a weird creature a little far from him. Taking his camera out as he zoomed into the being, he could see it was a gigantic human-like figure standing straight in the middle of all those trees.
The tree stands still there.
The figure had dark fur covering its body and a human-like posture as well. All this made it perfectly fit the definition of a Sasquatch. However, if there was a Sasquatch so close to the man, that meant there was danger too, so he ended the video and thought it better to just run to safety. Some said that that is not Bigfoot due to the fact that during the whole clip, the figure did not move at all, that it could be some weird tree branch or any other object. Do you think the same? People have been believing in ghosts forever, but times when someone has actually seen the ghosts are very rare. However, these people who were out on a foggy night, enjoying the winter season, when they sensed that there was someone standing in the middle of the road, it did not take long for the figure in the fog to become slightly clear, and they could see it was moving around the road. Unable to make out if it was a real human or a ghost, they stopped the car and waited. However, it didn't take long for the figure to start moving towards the car, which freaked all of them out. And they decided to reverse the car and drive away. For me, it does look like a ghost. If nothing else, and it is in fact just a man, this does not make it any less creepy. Recorded in 2021 by another guy who has spent years of his life on finding Bigfoots, and this time he came upon a jackpot. A huge shelter in the middle of the woods, somewhere in Canada, is what he saw. Knowing that he will find some concrete evidence here, he mounted his trail camera on the tree nearby and left after recording a good bunch of videos of the shelter. As he returned the next day to see what was going on there, he saw broken trees everywhere. Shocked at what might have resulted in this situation, he took his camera and went back. At home, he found that the trail camera had recorded a couple of pictures and clips of the beast responsible for all the destruction and living in that shelter. It was a huge being with a body completely covered with black fur and a walk like a man. According to the man, this beast was feeding on rotten flesh of the animals and has been destroying trees in other places as well. And personally, this looks real to me as well. In this video, a man ventures into the woods at night, his only source of light being a flashlight. The darkness adds a sense of mystery to his surroundings. As he walks, he films his journey, capturing the eerie quiet of the nocturnal forest. When he points his camera towards a tree, an unexpected sight appears. A humanoid creature, partially hidden behind the tree, seems to be watching him. Combining it with where they are and at what time makes it a truly nightmare story. Is it a person, perhaps another night wanderer, that tried to scare them with a costume? Or something more mysterious and unexplained? Could it be the rake, considering making these guys one of its snacks? In this intriguing video, somewhere out in Russia, a man is out in the woods during the day with his kid, enjoying the natural surroundings. While filming their adventure, he unexpectedly captures something remarkable on camera. Behind the trees, a large, hairy creature can be seen running. It's huge and notably runs on 2 feet, bearing a striking resemblance to what many people would identify as Bigfoot or a really giant rake. The creature's size and bipedal movement are particularly noteworthy. They are human-like sprints, but also have something animalistic about them, something that will surely scare you to the core if you encountered it. From my perspective, while the footage is fascinating and the possibility of a Bigfoot or rake sighting is thrilling, it's also likely that there could be a more practical explanation. Could this video be fake? This video takes us inside a hen house, where an unexpected visitor, a fox, has made its way in. The camera captures the fox cautiously observing the hens, embodying the classic predator-prey scenario. Initially, the fox leaves without causing any disturbance. However, moments later, it returns with a more determined approach, leaping from the top of the henhouse in an attempt to catch a hen. Despite its efforts, the fox fails in its first few attempts. In a subsequent try, the fox successfully grabs a hen and bites it. But the hen manages to escape, evading the fox's grip, ultimately leaves the henhouse without any prey. I know the struggles of farm life, and I am sure the owners were pleased of the outcome, considering that a determined fox could have killed all the animals there. But they must also be concerned for the future. Captured by a surveillance camera, we see a man diligently working in a room with a table holding several jars. Unexpectedly, while the man is focused on his task, one of the jars begins to move on its own, eventually falling off the table as though it was pushed by an unseen force. Startled, the man turns to find the jar's contents spilled on the floor. He quickly calls someone over, possibly a colleague, to show them what happened. There appears to be a brief, animated discussion, perhaps about the cause of the incident. The man then returns with a mop to clean up the mess. In another surprising turn, as he's cleaning, another jar starts to move. This time, he notices in time and manages to prevent it from falling. Could this be the work of a mischievous ghost? But why would it be in such a factory? In this video, a woman captures a dramatic scene from the beach. The camera shows the shallow waters near the shore where a shark is in pursuit of a stingray. The chase is intense, with the shark swiftly moving through the water, trying to catch the stingray. The shallow water near the beach becomes a battleground for these two sea creatures. However, as the shark aggressively chases the stingray, it suddenly finds itself in water that's too shallow for its size. This moment of realization is visible as the shark quickly turns around, allowing the stingray a narrow escape. The stingray swiftly glides away to safety, disappearing into the deeper waters. This video, captured by a surveillance camera at the docks during the night, shows a chilling scene. One man is engaged in a phone conversation while another stands nearby. Suddenly, the man on the phone is violently dragged into the water by an unseen force. The nearby man rushes to help, but, overwhelmed by fear, he retreats and runs away. After a tense moment, the man returns cautiously to the dock to check if the creature, or whatever pulled the other man into the water, is still there. As he's observing, the situation takes another unexpected turn. The man who was dragged into the water is thrown back onto the dock. What exactly was that? In this video, a farmer is filming his routine visit to check on his bees when he encounters an unexpected sight. Behind a bush, he finds a black goat, an animal he doesn't own and isn't supposed to be on his property. The farmer notes something odd about the goat. Its appearance seems unusual, not like a typical goat. As he films, the farmer ponders the oddity of this encounter. The goat's strange look and its sudden appearance in his farm stir a sense of mystery. In folklore, black goats have been associated with superstitions and even myths about the devil. Could this be it? This terrifying clip was recorded somewhere in India when a group of men in a car spotted something nearby in the bushes and decided to stop and capture it on the camera. At first, everything seems pretty normal. But then just after a second, a head appears from behind the bushes, and we can clearly see that it was a wild animal waiting to pounce upon the first thing that passes closer by it. Not long after, a bike with 2 men on it happened to pass by with a closer distance, and the tiger, which was hiding, saw it as the best opportunity and attacked. Luckily, however, the tiger couldn't get to even touch them, and it kept running and went into the darkness again. Roads and highways like these have always been dangerous, especially at night when it gets hard to spot the danger nearby. Therefore, we all need to be very careful, at least when passing by these places. Recorded somewhere in Utah, this clip shows something that shocked every person who saw it. As they were on their way home, they spotted a huge being roaming around somewhat closer to where they were. So the person stopped the car and recorded the whole unusual scene on camera. If we talk about it, we can see that not only were the arms way too long to be a human being, but the head appeared to be sitting very low on the shoulders, as in, it was a very short neck or forward sitting head. Also, the head appeared small compared to the torso. This is commonly reported about the creatures known as Sasquatch, also noted high knee bend, when it is more profiled to the camera. So yes, it has all the characteristics of a Sasquatch. Size, coloration, stride, long arm swing. But truth be told, I cannot really tell. The video surely does not appear to be edited or altered, so yes, there is a bit of a chance that it might actually be real. This video was captured by someone who went into the deep, dark woods right in the middle of the night, and the reason behind them deciding to do so still remains unknown. Why would a person decide to roam into the dangerous wild specifically at the time when it is most dangerous and deadly? Upon wandering around a little, the man discovered something that surely sent shivers down his spine. Right above the tree were 2 glowing eyes staring right into the man's soul. The eyes were there for a few seconds before disappearing behind the tree, leaving the man shocked and eager to leave as soon as he could. Ask me, and I'd say it was a stupid thing to go there all alone because we can never know what lurks in the darkness there. And to me, the eyes look very real, though they could easily just belong to a wild animal glowing due to the flashlight. Just like the man in the previous clip, this one is also venturing around in the forest, right in the middle of the night. With a flashlight on and a camera recording, he looks here and there as if looking for something. And his quest for the unknown comes to the very end, when he sees a woman in a white dress walking right in the middle of the path he was on. The scene was terrifying enough to even make a grown man scared. The woman appeared to be a little distance away and was walking away from the man, or maybe even floating away from the man, because the motion did not look like someone walking to me. Her dress and her whole self were more transparent, which gave the man an idea that it definitely being a ghost. Even though the video ended right there, let's just think that he decided to run as fast as he could. For me, it could easily be CG, created to scare the people on the internet. But if it isn't, then God save us all. A man mounted on a tree stand looking for some bears or deer nearby recorded a sight he had never imagined. At first, it just looked like a shadow moving behind the woods, and the man thought it must be a bear. So he kept his focus on the thing and waited for it to come out into a more clear area. But as the creature kept moving, the man could see that unlike a bear, the creature was walking on two legs, just like a human would. Seconds into recording it, the man became sure that it was not a usual wild animal that he had just spotted. So after the creature was gone, the man rushed to his home and uploaded the clip on YouTube, where of course the first response he got was of the creature being a Bigfoot. From where I am seeing, it does look like a Bigfoot and closely resembles the characteristics. Unless and until it was someone with a costume on. Going out in the wild in a car can be so fun until you encounter something that looked like it is straight out to some Jurassic Park movie. These men were out on an adventure when, at first, they saw several obstacles in the form of tree branches placed on the road to block the way, but the men did not pay much attention and kept moving on until one of them accidentally recorded a creature running in the wild pretty close to them and in the same direction they were headed. It looked like the creature was trying to catch up to their speed, and maybe then it planned to attack. The video stops there, but according to the men, they turned around and came back as soon as they could. Now, the area being completely remote, it is hard for a human to be there, and considering the appearance, it looked exactly like a Bigfoot. But was it real? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. There are times when even the hunter gets hunted, but thankfully it wasn't that case in this clip. When a hunter had set up everything and was all set with his equipment looking for some animal to pass by so he can hunt them down, he was paid a visit by an unexpected guest. A bear spotted him from afar and thought it would be a good idea to charge at him and try to scare the man away. So the bear tried its best, but unfortunately, the man was completely armed, and going closer to him would mean losing its life, so the bear turned away soon and went back to where it came from. Now, considering the fact that it was only one bear which gave the hunter a chance to scare it away, if it were a whole group, it would have been a really difficult situation for the man. A group of men in Texas have dedicated their whole lives to the sole purpose of proving that Bigfoots are real. They venture into the woods, setting up cameras and collecting as much proof as they can. A couple of months ago, when they thought they had enough proof, they held a press conference and decided to tell the whole world that what we all think of as belonging to mythical stories is actually the truth. That Bigfoot is as real as us humans and other animals. They recorded a clip from a night vision camera, and it can be seen walking around in the woods. And this wasn't all. They even had a clip which they claimed to be of a sleeping Bigfoot right in the middle of the woods during daytime. According to them, Bigfoots are shy creatures, therefore we don't get to see them often. But that does not mean they are not real. Personally, with so much proof, there is a chance that these men might be right, but there is always a doubt, you know. What if those are all fake? This clip was recorded by two friends who were coming back from their mission of collecting some wood logs and were recording themselves carrying all that weight. As the man opened the front camera, intending to record himself and the friend walking behind him, that's when we see a weird creature quickly walking right behind them. It crossed the path and disappeared into the trees, leaving the guy shocked, unable to believe what he had just witnessed. By the appearance, the creature did not look like it was a human. It had dark black skin and was walking very quickly and in a weird manner. According to the men, they had never seen anything like that in the area ever before. But to me, it just looks like a kid with costume on trying to play a prank on them. In an eerie forest, an unsettling video captured the elusive Bigfoot almost running towards somewhere, as if trying to run away from the eyes of humans or from some other danger unknown to us. Its form, almost humanoid yet unlike a human at the same time, had massive hands and feet that dwarfed any human. Mysterious and enigmatic, this creature defied easy classification, sending shivers down the spine. With swift, almost ghostly speed, it moved through the trees and the bushes, leaving an unsettling sense of awe and fear in its wake. The encounter left everyone on YouTube questioning the unknown and the chilling possibility of creatures that exist beyond our comprehension. Truth be told, even though many say that it could be a Bigfoot, for me, it could easily be a human which appears to be like this because of the camera being too far from him. This video starts with a chilling narrative detailing how authorities were dispatched to a forest to investigate a disturbing incident involving an alleged Bigfoot that reportedly killed and consumed a man. To aid their search, they install a trail camera in the snowy, mountainous forest. The first footage captured by this camera reveals a large, black, hairy creature moving between the trees. Despite the snow and distance, the image is reasonably clear, showing the creature standing on two legs, resembling the legendary Bigfoot. The video then transitions to a second piece of footage featuring two deer. Initially, the deer appear calm, but gradually, one becomes increasingly agitated and nervous, as if sensing a looming threat. This video, with its apparent sighting of a creature resembling Bigfoot and the subsequent behavior of the deer, leaves an unsettling feeling. The idea that something so mysterious and potentially dangerous could be lurking in the forest makes me think twice before I decide to go camping. In this video, a man films the peak of a towering mountain. As he zooms in, the camera reveals a surprising sight atop the mountain, a large black figure, its size and shape evoking the image of the legendary Bigfoot. The figure's presence on the cloud, enshrouded peak, adds a layer of mystery and intrigue to the footage. The contrast between the distant lofty peak and the striking silhouette of the figure is striking. Watching this, one can't help but feel a sense of unease mixed with fascination. The possibility of such a creature like Bigfoot existing in such remote and inaccessible places stirs the imagination and curiosity. In this video, a man is hiking through a forest, likely in autumn, as indicated by the leafless trees. He spots a black, hairy creature off the side of the path, piquing his curiosity. Intrigued, he follows the figure with his camera as it crosses the path, moving calmly and seemingly unaware of being observed. The creature walks on 2 feet, adding to the mystery. As the man continues to film, he momentarily loses sight of the creature among the trees, but persists and manages to recapture its image. This peculiar detail leads to speculation about the creature's identity. The calm demeanor of the creature, especially in the presence of a human, is intriguing. It doesn't exhibit any predatory behavior, which casts doubt on the idea of it being a dangerous entity like a dogman. This raises questions about the authenticity of the video. The footage leaves an unsettling feeling. Is that really the best footage to date of a real dogman, or is it fake? In this video, a group of people on an expedition to observe gorillas in the wild are filming a seemingly peaceful scene. They capture a group of gorillas relaxing in their natural habitat. However, the calm atmosphere quickly shifts when one of the gorillas, appearing agitated, suddenly charges towards the group at a rapid pace. The gorilla's unexpected action brings a sense of danger and urgency to the moment. It even goes as far as to grab a man by the foot, attempting to drag him away, which heightens the tension. Fortunately, the quick intervention of the guides ensures the man's safety. This incident serves as a powerful reminder of the unpredictability of wildlife, even when they seem at ease. In this video, captured by a trail camera in a forest at night, we see an intriguing and somewhat eerie image. The camera records a large, hairy creature lurking among the trees, its two eyes shining in the darkness. The creature's size and appearance evoke the image of Bigfoot, a legendary figure in folklore. The forest's nocturnal setting adds a mysterious aura to the footage, with the creature's glowing eyes intensifying the sense of mystery. It's difficult to determine exactly what the creature is due to the limited visibility and the camera's position. Watching this video leaves an unsettling feeling, especially with the creature's resemblance to the legendary Bigfoot. It's a reminder of how much remains unknown about the natural world, particularly in the depths of the forest at night. This video narrates the chilling story of a man named Jeff who went solo camping and mysteriously vanished. His personal items, such as his wallet, medical inhaler, and camera, were later discovered in the forest. Intriguingly, the camera contained footage from the night Jeff disappeared. In the footage, Jeff captures a large humanoid figure with no discernible face. The figure abruptly vanishes, sparking Jeff's curiosity to venture deeper into the forest in search of it. The video then cuts off, leaving the fate of Jeff unknown. The footage, especially with the sudden appearance and disappearance of the strange figure, makes me really nervous. It leaves me with questions about what Jeff might have encountered in the forest that night. In this video, captured from above by a drone, we see a man enjoying a peaceful bath in the crystal clear waters of Florida. He appears relaxed and unaware of his surroundings. However, the serenity of the scene is subtly disrupted when a manatee quietly approaches him. The gentle marine creature stands right beside the man, unnoticed for about 15 seconds. The moment the man finally realizes the presence of the large manatee next to him, he reacts with a startle, quickly swimming away. This sudden movement, in turn, frightens the manatee, causing it to retreat as well. In this dramatic video, someone films from the street as a building is engulfed in flames, with thick smoke pouring out of the shattered windows on the ravaged floor. Amidst the chaos and concern, a startling moment occurs. A cat is seen leaping out of a fifth-floor window. Remarkably, the cat lands on all 4 feet, a testament to its agility and survival instinct. The sight of the cat making such a daring escape and surviving is both shocking and impressive. Cats are known for their ability to land on their feet due to their highly developed vestibular system, but a leap from such a height is extraordinary. In this chilling video, a policeman is recording while driving on a road at night when he notices a figure in the distance. Initially, it's unclear what the figure is. But as the policeman approaches with his car, the figure becomes more distinct. It appears to be a human, possibly a woman, draped in a white cloak and holding a stick. The sight is deeply unsettling. The policeman, visibly frightened, stops the car and starts yelling, attempting to drive the figure away from the street. However, the situation escalates as the figure, instead of moving away, starts running aggressively towards the car. This reaction sends the policeman into a panic, causing him to drive backwards frantically. As the video concludes with the figure at the side of the car and the policeman's terrified screams, it leaves a haunting impression. The figure's behavior and appearance in the desolate road at night evoke thoughts of something supernatural, possibly a witch, adding a layer of fear and mystery to the encounter. This video, though cute, leaves an unsettling feeling about the increasing interactions between wildlife and residential areas. It makes me wonder what is going on and why are these encounters so frequent. This video, captured by a garage surveillance camera, shows a startling and unusual animal encounter. A man is seen working on a project at a table in his garage, seemingly occupied with his task. Unexpectedly, a squirrel enters the garage, and in a surprising turn of events, it aggressively attacks the man, leaping onto his face. The man quickly reacts, removing the squirrel and fleeing, visibly injured from the encounter. Squirrels are generally known for being skittish and keeping a distance from humans, making this aggressive behavior highly unusual and concerning. This incident, where a typically timid creature like a squirrel launches an attack, is indeed alarming. It suggests an unusual shift in the behavior of wildlife, perhaps indicating stress or confusion in their natural environment, probably caused by humans. In this intriguing video, filmed from the perspective of a driver on the road, we witness an unexpected and baffling event. The driver is following a heavy tonnage truck, when suddenly the truck makes a swift turn, as if trying to avoid something. Initially, the reason for this abrupt maneuver is unclear. However, the mystery deepens as the camera reveals a man in a lab coat appearing seemingly out of nowhere on the right side of the truck. The suddenness of his appearance raises questions, as he was definitely not visible before. This unusual occurrence gives the impression that the man might have teleported onto the road, although this seems far-fetched. The video leaves me with a strange feeling, primarily due to the inexplicable appearance of the man in the lab coat. The incident seems to defy logical explanation, adding a sense of wonder and unease. In this video, captured by a surveillance camera in an office, we observe a typical work scene. A man is engaged in a video conference when suddenly his demeanor changes. He appears startled and begins to look around anxiously, as if he's heard something alarming. The calm of the office is abruptly shattered when a squirrel unexpectedly jumps into the room, causing a chaotic reaction. The man, clearly terrified, responds with a scream, grabs a bat, and jumps onto his desk in a frantic attempt to avoid the small intruder. The video captures the humorous yet startling effect a small animal like a squirrel can have when it enters an unexpected environment like an office. This video, recorded by surveillance cameras inside a house, captures a series of eerie occurrences that suggest a paranormal presence. The first footage shows a girl playing with her dolls. Notably, in the corner of the room, Another doll, dressed in a purple dress, with 2 ponytails, exhibits strange behavior. Its head slowly moves on its own, stirring questions about a possible ghostly presence in the house. In the second footage, taken in a different room, the same girl is seen doing her homework. Initially, papers on the table start moving abruptly, startling the girl and causing her to flee the room. Upon her return, the unexplained movements resume. Papers flutter again, her pencil box falls to the floor, and the table begins to shift by itself, as if manipulated by an unseen force. The incidents in this video, particularly the unexplained movements of inanimate objects, leave an unsettling impression. It suggests the presence of a ghost, seemingly intent on making its presence felt. Recorded in 2016, this video was anonymously posted on YouTube, and it features something that can be absolutely considered to be the stuff of nightmares. The man keeps saying that they heard someone screeching, and it was not anything like they have heard before. So he went down and out of the house to look if it was an animal in need of help or something. But instead found a creepy cryptid right on the roof staring back at him. It looked like a human with white straight hair, staring right at him. In seconds, the creature ducked back down and disappeared in the darkness. No matter how much the man tried, he could not find it again. The face of the creature reminds me of the rake, but it seems way too calm compared to the descriptions I have heard about. What do you think? Uploaded a couple of years ago by a YouTuber who has made the goal of his life to track Bigfoot and to prove to the whole world that they exist. But once as he was tracking the trail that he found, he somehow got too close to the beast and in the process ended up pissing the beast off. As he moved his flashlight and the camera towards where the creature was, the 2 glowing eyes stared into his soul and he knew he had messed up. If we look into it closely, we can clearly see that the creature was ready to pounce upon the man and get done with him once and for all. However, the guy ran for his life, and luckily the creature did not follow him around. Personally, I would have dismissed this clip by saying it could be some car's headlights, but after the editing of the footage, we can clearly see the creature moving its head towards the man, so they have to belong to a deadly creature. We can also see the size of the creature. It looks to be massive. This video was uploaded on TikTok with a guy claiming he saw this weird thing when he was out with friends late at night. He had no idea what the insect was, so he uploaded it in order to see what others had to say. It looked like a praying mantis trying its best to mimic a scorpion. The video sent a wave of shock and weirdness on everyone who saw it. For some, it was a mix between some saw-trap bug and a scorpion, while for others, it was a bug straight out of hell. I had this clip for weeks and was looking around what this might be, but was not able to find out. Do any of you know what this thing is? They say soldiers who die while protecting their country never really die. These guys were out driving late at night when one of them saw something on the bench in front of them. It looked like someone was sitting there, but it was not clear. As the car moved on, they saw it was not a real person, but a ghost of a man. Before this clip was recorded and uploaded, many people had reported seeing a soldier in uniform sitting on the bench, as if waiting for someone, and it will not be a coincidence that the bench was right next to a war memorial built years ago. The soldier probably came there every night in search of his loved ones, and in the hope that he will get to see them one day. Here's another intriguing video captured by a trail camera, featuring a wild forest creature attempting to interact with it. As the video commences, a hairy figure fills the frame, completely obstructing the view. The creature engages with the camera, suggesting either a curious interest or an attempt to consume it as it fiddles with the device. moving it around. After a period of interaction, the creature eventually exits the frame, bringing the video to an end. While some viewers speculate that this might be the elusive Bigfoot, my interpretation differs. Upon closer observation, as the creature departs, its paw comes into view, resembling that of a bear. Additionally, the fur on the creature closely matches the characteristics of a brown bear. Hence, it seems more plausible that the creature captured on camera was indeed a bear, rather than the mythical Bigfoot, as suggested by some viewers. Back in 2014, a video surfaced on the internet that seemed straight out of a horror movie, gaining considerable popularity. Captured by a police officer's head camera, the footage begins with the officer armed and ready to enter a building, clearly on a mission or responding to a call. As the officer explores the rooms along a long hallway, an unsettling event unfolds. In the distance down the hallway, something on the ceiling starts charging towards the officer. The officer, caught off guard, reacts with terror, screaming, and fleeing as the video abruptly concludes. The creature in question appears humanoid and reminiscent of the mythical figure known as the Rake, moving in an eerie manner along the ceiling. Despite the chilling nature of the footage, I think it could be fake. I did a thorough search on the internet with no corroborating information, leading to speculation that the video might be a promotional stunt for a horror movie or video game. If you are enjoying this so far, consider subscribing. It really helps me keep this channel going. Imagine something more terrifying than just spotting a strange creature in the forest when you're alone. How about being stalked by one? Well, that's exactly what happened to this tracker. In the video he recorded during his forest venture, dense woods stretch out in front of us, and there's something enormous and black directly staring at the camera. This mysterious figure moves slowly, evident from the falling snow as it shifts. It's covered in thick black fur, and its head shape leans towards the humanoid side. To many, it resembled the classic description of a Bigfoot. Despite the eerie encounter, the tracker courageously heads towards the spot where the creature was seen, providing a closer look. That's a pretty bold move considering the size and strangeness of the creature lurking in the forest. During an afternoon walk in the woods, a couple experienced an unexpected twist when the boyfriend decided to playfully howl. To their shock, a scream echoed back from the depths of the forest.
Do you think it was a person?
Whoa!
I'm like shaking right now. Okay. That scared me. I don't know. Shh.
Unlike a playful response, this growl carries an animalistic tone, leaving the couple bewildered. The eerie sound doesn't match any known animal, adding to the mystery. Feeling a bit terrified, the couple decides to make a hasty retreat from the area. The speculation arises, could this mysterious howl be from a Bigfoot, interpreting the boyfriend's howl as a challenge or threat call? This footage dates back to 1993, capturing a shocking event that fueled skepticism about the existence of aliens. In the video, a serene green field is the backdrop for several cows peacefully grazing. However, things take a bizarre turn when a cow from the distant group starts levitating towards the sky in a straight line, as if something is pulling it upward. As the camera pans towards the sky, a large, bright object shaped like a plate comes into view. The cow disappears into this object, which then rapidly takes off. The following day, the lifeless body of the cow was discovered in a nearby field, seemingly drained of blood. The media interviewed ranch and farm owners in the vicinity, and many expressed anger and frustration about the apparent abduction. One farmer took an unusual precaution, adding antlers to his cows to disguise them as bucks, hoping to deter aliens from abducting them. While the video could be interpreted as a parody, if genuine, it challenges the beliefs of those who deny the existence of extraterrestrial encounters. A video recently surfaced on a TikTok account called Mystery Flies, claiming to capture the sighting of a Bigfoot just outside a camper's tent. In the footage, shot through a small mesh opening of the camp, a large dark brown creature is visible. When the creature turns its gaze toward the tent, an unsettlingly humanoid face is revealed, a massive figure that seems like a cross between an ape and a human. The uploader asserts that they stopped recording when they felt the creature had noticed them, prompting it to run off. The video appears convincing, with intricate details that make CG manipulation unlikely. However, the lingering question is, what was the Bigfoot doing so close to a human campsite? Was it in search of food, or could there be more sinister motives behind its presence? This TikTok video unfolds a gamer's worst nightmare. From a nanny cam, we witness a kid engrossed in playing virtual reality games, completely unaware of the eerie happenings in the room's corner. A transparent, ghost-like figure with hair on its head and a translucent lower body is seen moving from one corner to the side, eventually standing still, seemingly observing the boy. After a brief pause, the ghost figure moves out of the frame, and the video concludes. The chilling aspect is that the boy remains oblivious to being stalked. The spectral appearance gives off vibes of a child ghost, with only the hair visible and the rest of the body appearing transparent. What adds to the mystery is the uncertainty of the gaming environment. Is this the boy's home, a hospital, or perhaps an office? The video leaves us with more questions than answers. The video circulating on the internet depicting a creepy woman standing on a footpath has indeed sparked fear among viewers. Many claim to have seen the same woman in their neighborhoods, intensifying the sense of terror. In the footage, the cameraman walks along the footpath, initially capturing a seemingly normal-looking woman. However, as the camera focuses on her face, the atmosphere takes a chilling turn. The woman's eyes appear dark and malevolent, and her mouth looks obscured, contributing to an eerie appearance. The way she stares and smiles at the camera sends shivers down the spine, creating an overall aura of darkness and evil. Imagining encountering her on a street in the middle of the night is undoubtedly a haunting thought. This video comes from a news channel report shedding light on Wintergreen police addressing Bigfoot sightings. The reporter shares images of supposed Bigfoot sightings, emphasizing that they were captured by Wintergreen locals, claiming to have encountered the elusive creature. The first image shows a tall black figure with an irregular and seemingly fake body, leading the reporter to suggest it might be a prank. While the report laughs off the authenticity of the first image, the second picture appears more convincing. In this photo, a Bigfoot-like creature is seen walking on a rail track. Its body resembles that of an ape, but the humanoid bend of its legs adds an intriguing twist. The creature's texture and the seamless integration with its surroundings make it less likely to be CG, adding to its credibility for the potential legitimacy of the sighting. If you find yourself traveling on a desolate forest road at night, you might just stumble upon something strange. And that's exactly what happened to this person. In a video captured on a car dash cam, the vehicle is navigating a dark forest road when a massive, strange creature comes into view at a distance. Upon closer inspection, slowing down the video and zooming in, the creature appears huge and oddly dinosaur-like. It boasts two remarkably thin and large hind legs, while two small front legs seemingly hang in the air as it walks, reminiscent of a dinosaur. Now, we all know dinosaurs are supposed to be ancient history, so the big question arises, is it some sort of cryptid, or have we been mistaken about dinosaurs going extinct? The mystery deepens. There are times when the paranormal becomes your reality and nightmarish stuff happens. And this is exactly what happened to these guys who were driving out at night with the sole purpose of having fun. They had heard before that a scary ghost usually stands at the same spot on the side of the road every night at the exact same time. However, what they did not know was that they are about to see the terrifying sight themselves. As they move forward, a human-like figure appears into sight. It looks like a person wearing a red-colored top, but when you look at its face, it resembles more of a skeleton than a human being. According to the man, the sight was enough to drain the blood off his feet, and they all got goosebumps all over their bodies. What do you think that was? A true encounter with a lost soul, forever cursed to haunt that road. This clip was recorded in the World War II tunnels, which have been abandoned for years. Way below the surface, where radiation levels rise way above average, a small group of people went into these old tunnels to test radiation levels. The camera started to go crazy and was malfunctioning at the lower level of the tunnels. I have to remark just the bravery you'd need to have just to willingly go into such a terrifying looking place, not to mention the radiation. The deepest part of the tunnel can be reached via several steps and wooden slides leading to the bottom. Minutes into the clip, we spot something that would shock anyone. According to the people heading down there, they have seen such sights before, and it is due to the radiation levels that the ghosts of the soldiers start to appear in that place. And truth be told, seeing all the environment and the history of the place, it can be true that the spirits of soldiers wander there still. I have heard of many places that are haunted by long-gone soldiers. This might be one of them. What do you think? Looking quite usual, this picture can haunt anyone for years. It might seem just an innocent-looking picture of a few friends taking a group photo, but if you focus on the background, you will spot something disturbing. We can see two hands appearing from the door in the scariest way possible. They do not look natural. The girls were having a night out and a good time, taking all the pictures with the camera. It wasn't until later that they decided to see all the photographs that they noticed the creepy sight right behind them. The hands do not resemble a human's hand, considering the longer fingers and the sharp nails. Moreover, the hands make it quite obvious that whoever they belong to is a tall being, considering it better to just hide in the darkness. According to the girls, they have never seen anything like this before, and never have they felt any paranormal entity in their house. This was apparently the first and the last time this happened. Personally, if something like this happens to me, I definitely won't be able to sleep in the same house ever. An unexplained phenomenon occurred at a farm in Baotou, China, a couple of years ago, when a flock of sheep began moving in a circular pattern for the better part of 12 days straight. According to the sheep's owner, the procession began with just a handful of sheep until hundreds more started joining in. The reason behind this mysterious phenomenon remained unknown, with everyone on YouTube coming up with their own theories. Some even said that the sheep had a disease or something. If anyone watching has any idea why they are doing that, please share in the comments. From encounters with strange, unknown, alien-like worms, to unsettling Bigfoot sightings, and even footage of a super rat in action. If you're intrigued by the world of the unexplained, you're in for an extraordinary adventure as we explore each mysterious capture.
Flash is on. Alright, let's take a look. Everything's in there.
When you're out on a forest hike, always keep an eye on your surroundings, or something like this might be lurking in the woods. The footage is from a hiker exploring the Canadian Acadian forest who noticed a hairy creature stalking him. Initially resembling a bear, the creature gradually reveals its distinctiveness. Its entire body has a humanoid appearance, and it's pretty massive, covered in thick dark brown fur. This creature fits the description of what many people consider the legendary Bigfoot. The way this creature stands still, gazing at the camera, is quite unsettling, because we're uncertain about its motives. It might be just curious about the hiker, or perhaps it sees the hiker as potential prey. So, when you're in the woods, it's important to stay alert, as we can't be sure about the intentions of this Bigfoot-like creature. If the idea of Bigfoot stalking doesn't give you the creeps, this video has something even more unsettling. Recorded by a group camping in a forest, it captures a strange figure standing in front of the camera with glowing eyes. This watcher appears to have some sinister intent, and it's unnerving for the campers. In terms of appearance, this creature looks humanoid, as we can discern its outline in the darkness, and it's quite human-like. The way its eerie, lifeless eyes stare at the camera genuinely frightens me. The darkness surrounding the creature adds an extra layer of unease. After recording the video, the group packed up and left, yet the creature remained, watching them. Whatever that creature was, it has made me swear off camping the forest forever. When we think of frogs, we often picture them as lazy, chubby creatures just sitting around, right? But have you ever seen them hunting? This video comes from a house in Florida and was recorded by a family member. In the footage, we see a view of a glass window, and on it, a large moth is strolling. The woman behind the camera is capturing this scene when suddenly, a frog jumps and attacks the moth. The frog swiftly bites the upper body of the moth, and half of it ends up in the frog's mouth. Witnessing this unexpected attack, the woman recording the video becomes surprised and fascinated.
Oh my god! I am filming!
Following the capture, the frog holds the moth in its mouth, and the internal liquid from the moth drips all over the glass window. Personally, I find the way the frog clings and holds onto the moth during all of this quite fascinating and intriguing. After watching this video, it becomes evident that frogs are not creatures to underestimate. We've only explored 5% of our ocean, leaving the remaining 95% yet to be discovered. This makes me wonder about the creatures that might inhabit that unexplored part, and this video provides a glimpse. Uploaded by a TikTok account called Nature is Intense, it features footage of a rare aquatic creature resembling a peculiar eel. This creature has an unusual, naked body with 2 tiny arms and a head shaped like a crocodile. Its body is long, similar to an eel, but its swimming behavior is strange, using its hands and then its body in a way I've never seen in any other aquatic creature. I'm not sure what this creature is, so if any of you viewers can identify it, please share in the comments. If you are enjoying this so far, consider subscribing. It really helps me keep this channel going. This video originates from Brazil, showcasing villagers capturing a weird creature. In the footage, a group of people gathers around this mysterious being. As the cameraman approaches, everything about the creature appears strange and unusual. It possesses naked skin with a texture resembling a giant larva, but with 2 large eyes on its head. Additionally, it has 2 arms. But strangely, there are no hands at the end. The lower body is even stranger than the head, and upper body, resembling something out of an alien movie. The creature appears lifeless, as it doesn't exhibit any movement, but its skin, when zoomed in by the cameraman, looks quite damp. While a plausible explanation could be that it's a newborn mutated baby of some animal, the chances seem low as such intense mutations are rarely observed. As enchanting as sea life may seem, it can be quite harsh with predators like sharks and orcas present. This video vividly depicts the harsh realities of the ocean. It captures the lifeless body of a seal washed up on a Sydney beach. Sadly, this poor seal has a significant portion of its body missing, likely due to a shark bite, ultimately leading to its demise. Upon closer inspection in the video, bite marks on the seal's body resembling shark teeth become evident, evoking a sense of sadness for the camera persons.
That's a bite mark, isn't it? You can see the teeth.
Now, the question arises. Why would the shark attack the seal if it didn't intend to eat it? To me, it seems like the seal was initially attacked by the shark, managed to escape but succumbed to its injuries and eventually washed up on the beach. Having security cameras installed at home usually provides a sense of safety, but occasionally, they can capture scenes that evoke the opposite feeling. In this 2019 video from a house's security camera, the backyard of the house initially appears normal. However, something catches the eye in the background, a being moving in a peculiar way. This creature has long hands, tiny legs, and uses its hands for walking. It doesn't resemble any known animal or human, leaving viewers puzzled. Some viewers suggest it could be the rake or a skinwalker due to its appearance, but I doubt that. The rake and skinwalker typically move on all fours like animals, so my guess is that this might be a nightcrawler, known for their slightly elongated arms. Our forests are full of mysterious creatures, and this Canadian video adds to the sightings. The footage captures a distant view of the Canadian woods, revealing a strange humanoid creature crouching within. It remains in a crouched position, potentially waiting for something or someone to pass by, hinting at a possible intention to attack. The creature's long arms give it an intimidating appearance, and at times it seems to be signaling someone to either follow or stay low. It's conceivable that this creature is part of a group, possibly gathered for hunting. As the cameraman continues recording, he pans the camera toward a cyclist approaching the figure. When he turns the camera back to the creature, it mysteriously disappears, and the video concludes. Upon zooming in, the creature's strange body texture and a lizard-like head become apparent. Based on these features, to me, this creature looks like it could be a lizard man. Ever seen those alien-like worms from movies? This video brings you footage of something similar. Recorded by a villager after rain, it shows a worm in the mud, initially appearing normal. The creature undergoes a transformation when touched by the villager. Root-like webs start growing from its body, expanding rapidly. These web-like structures emerge as a defensive mechanism, triggered when the worm feels threatened. Despite its terrifying appearance, this worm isn't an extraterrestrial invader, but a creature that has existed on our planet for a long time. Belonging to the Nemertea phylum, it's known as the ribbon worm. The ribbon worm uses its web for both capturing prey and as a defense mechanism. So viewers, there's no need to rush to your bunkers. This creature is not an alien. A Reddit user uploaded a video claiming to have captured footage of a cryptid in an abandoned house. In the shared footage, the explorers are seen navigating the abandoned house, but the front door is locked. Undeterred, the curious cameraman spots a small opening at the top of the door and inserts his camera to record the interior. The camera captures a dark hallway, and at the end of it, a figure with glowing eyes is standing, staring back at the camera. The cameraman, focused on extending his hand to get a better shot, remains unaware of the creature. The mysterious figure continues to stare for a while before suddenly charging towards the camera. Unknowingly, the man recording pulls out his camera, just as the creature is about to attack. In the video, viewers can even catch a glimpse of the creature's claw as the explorer retrieves the camera. While it's challenging to discern details due to the darkness, it's clear that whatever this creature was, its sudden charge suggests that its motives were anything but innocent. Have you ever seen those sci-fi movies where enormous space squids soar through the sky, causing terror? Well, there's a video circulating that seems to capture a real-life version of that scenario. Taken from a plane, the footage shows something massive and squid-like in the distance, resembling a giant squid with its upper body and long tentacles. At one point, it even looks like two separate creatures as it turns. The body appears to thin out, and then the video abruptly ends. Upon closer examination, some speculate that it could be contrails from a plane. However, there's no visible aircraft nearby, and if it were contrails, They should have dissipated after a few minutes when the plane moved on. Another suggestion is that it might be a custom-designed squid-shaped kite, but its size makes it improbable to fly in such high altitudes and strong winds. If it isn't one of these explanations, some are entertaining the idea that it could be an unknown alien creature. This video originates from Texas and was shared by a ranch owner who claims to have captured footage of Bigfoot. While taking his morning stroll near a forest lake, the rancher noticed a humanoid figure in the distance. Initially thinking it was a person, he called out, but received no response. The figure remained stationary, prompting the rancher to start recording. The humanoid figure stood there, seemingly doing nothing. The rancher, puzzled by its identity, speculated that it could be Bigfoot. In terms of appearance, the creature seemed quite humanoid, with thick black fur resembling the descriptions of Bigfoot sightings. However, I'm a bit skeptical about it being an actual Bigfoot, because the size of its legs looked more human, and its posture was also quite human-like. So I suspect it might be someone wearing a Bigfoot costume either for a prank or to create an interesting video.
Is that Bigfoot? I can't zoom in any further with this mode.
Heading out on a forest trail can be a fun and calming adventure. But if you have an encounter like this, it surely turns into an event that you can never forget. This video comes from California, and in it, we see a car driving on a forest trail. There are two passengers in the car. One is the driver, and the other is his friend who is recording the video. As they move along the trail, they spot something big and humanoid in the distance.
Whoa! What was that?
Seeing it, the driver speeds up the car, and as they get close to it, they see this figure. Then they stop the car to follow, but the figure emits a really disturbing roar, which seems like it is warning them not to follow.
What the world?
Hearing this, the driver decides to let this thing go because venturing might be dangerous now.
I am not going in there.
And that's where the video ends. Seeing this creature's appearance, like its size, humanoid figure, it looks like what we call a Bigfoot. Do you think the same? Always listen to your parents when they tell you to keep pepper spray with you. It could be a game changer when you least expect it. Take this video, for example. A hunter was out in the woods chilling on a tree platform when a big black bear decided to climb up after him. The hunter stayed put on the tree, but another bear joined the party, trying to climb too. The hunter had a bear spray with him, and when the bears got too close, he sprayed them. It freaked them out, and they retreated. The bear spray basically saved the day because those bears weren't in the mood to turn around. What fascinates me is that bear spray is super effective at keeping these massive animals away without hurting them. So, if you're into hiking or hunting, it's a smart move to keep one of these bad boys handy. You never know when you might have a crazy encounter like this. Imagine you're hiking peacefully through a forest, and suddenly you stumble upon a bizarre sight. A massive heap of what seems to be animal carcasses. Yep, that's what this video is all about. Recorded by a curious hiker, it shows a bunch of stuff that sure looks like the remains of animals scattered around. There are ribcage bones and other bits and bobs that make you wonder what in the world happened here. What kind of creature is behind this? It's a bit eerie, no doubt. The hiker in the video is just as puzzled as you might be. The big question is, why are these things here? Some viewers are saying they might be leaves from some exotic tree, just lying around drying out. Also, there are no skulls or anything like that can be spotted in the pile. So I am leaning towards the idea that they're probably just some peculiar tree leaves. However, no matter how you try to rationalize it, it's still pretty creepy. If I stumbled upon something like that during a hike, I might just keel over from the shock. For more strange and interesting footage, check this out.